What's going on, guys? Joe the Chocobo here, and welcome back to another episode of How to Minecraft Season 4. I totally remember what the series is called, totally did not blank, because that would be ridiculous. So last time we went ahead and started smoothing out a lot of terrain. The only terrain that's really obviously just not smoothed is this little section here. I have a little bit more to do with that, but okay, it's alright, it's okay, it's alright, we're okay. But yep, we do have quite a bit to do today. So the game plan for today is we're going to start outlining. And for those of you who are not quite familiar with what I mean by outlining, it means I'm going to start like looking at how I'm going to lay out the base, more or less. It's something I occasionally will do if the base is very like it doesn't have a lot of vertical, I guess, to it. I'll do it like with taller bases too, but I usually refer to that more as like a scaffolding effort. But this time it is definitely more about outlining, just kind of getting a feel for, hey, you know, this needs to go here, this needs to go there, that kind of thing. So we will see how that all goes down. Hopefully it goes well. And aside from that, I don't think we're doing a whole lot else. I will talk about a little bit as to what I'm currently thinking for H4M, as well as kind of talking about how the episodes are going. And by the way, guys, I really do appreciate all the support you guys have been showing for the episodes, and also for those of you who come out to Twitch and watch me there and all that good stuff. Thank you very much as always, and of course for the absolutely brilliant level of support that you guys have been showing for these episodes. It really is awesome, and I am really pumped. I'm pretty sure Momo's pretty pumped because you guys seem to really enjoy the editing too, which I'm very glad about. So that is all fine and dandy. Let's get right into things. So very first thing that I'm going to do before, well, I guess that works too. I'm going to go ahead, get my basics, get my tools. I'm going to start skipping these, I think. No, I'm not. What am I kidding? I'm just going to do this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take all this stuff and I'm going to start just throwing them away. I don't want this workbench. I don't want that furnace. I don't want that boat. I'm gonna regret throwing away some of these things. I can just tell my brain's like, Choco, you didn't want to throw that away. I'm like, why not, man? I think I'll be fine. I'll be fine. But let me see here. I do have like this small legion of iron axes, which, you know, it's whatever. But I'm gonna go ahead and put these away right quick, and I think we'll be in good shape. So we've done our kits. Let's go ahead and start the outlining process, which I'm gonna require a little bit of that, and of course I already messed it up. Hold on. I'm also going to need to put away this granite here, and I'm going to try something a little bit weird for this build. So I was giving this some thought, and I'm not entirely sure as to exactly how I'm going to want this, but I have an idea. And we'll see how it goes. I'm not 100% certain about this, but I think it'll be okay. I think it will look fine. So this right here, they want to turn this into a feature. We'll see how that pans out. But I'm going to go ahead and start with this whole thing right here. And I already need to, okay, I'll make an adjustment there. All right, looking good. So where are we going with the series right now? I'm still pretty certain about the fact that I don't really want to do a whole lot by way of like, hey, I'm gonna be, you know, really sweaty try-harding this series. It's just not something I think that would make a whole lot of sense for me. But what we will be doing is I will go ahead and do a little bit of a more ambitious build that I had originally kind of led on. I was kind of talking about like, hey, you know what, we may not end up doing a terribly like sizable build, and I'm not sure how big the build will end up being. It's going to be definitely a question of, you know, how interested am I in doing this, and how certain am I that it's not going to get wiped off the face of the earth, because that's no fun, you know, to build and then to have it all just completely wiped out. It's just not a great thing. It's pretty annoying, actually. So we're gonna go ahead and be kind of, we'll be doing not like a tiny build. We'll definitely be doing something that's probably a little more sizable than what we should really realistically be aiming for. But we'll see what ends up going on here. Let me just go ahead and make sure that this is spaced correctly, and then we'll go ahead and put that down. Alright, so we're gonna go ahead and put you onto that slot. I'm gonna put put you onto this slot. I'm going to move my iron pickaxes here, and we are just going to have a lovely time. Okay, that is all looking good and dandy. So yeah, so that is the kind of game plan. As for farms, I know some people have been like, oh, you should bring back like the pigman farm and all that stuff. I'm thinking I'm gonna pass on that. Not really feeling it this season, mostly because it doesn't seem like a really realistic thing that I can get use out of. It just doesn't seem to be one of those things. So I don't see me making any farms that are gonna be like grinder farms right out of the gate. Like, it just doesn't really seem to be that appealing. I will at some point like really taper in what I am doing by way of my playtime. Of course, my playtime right now seems kind of high. Admittedly, I'm not doing anything crazy, so I think that even if I was kind of had I started with everyone else, I don't think it would have made that big of a deal. But I am definitely going to be trying to kind of bring it back in, not just because of the fact that, like, you know, in terms of progression and whatever else, but a lot of it also has to do with the fact that it's really time consuming, right? And I think that this series is going to be a lot of fun, but at the same time, I don't want this to be the only series on the channel. And I know right now it's kind of like, well, Choco, you're not even really posting this consistently, but we'll get there, guys. We'll get there. Also, I'm going to need to break that down probably, but that's all right. So, okay. This should be the outline for the house for right now. I do need to make a couple of little doodads and whatnots going on here. But for right now, I'm just gonna wipe these out. Oh, zombies, joy to my heart. Okay, I know there's like hollow nonsense going on here, so I'm kind of concerned, but that's all right. So there is this. Let me see. I need to 1, 2, 3, 4. So right here, and we'll just do something like this. Actually, I wanted to try something different with these. So I'm thinking that we're gonna do a little bit of something strange, a little bit something different. In terms of, I have never done this before, but a lot of other people probably have, which is I'm going to start messing around with glowstone right out the rip and seeing what is going to happen with that. I'm not sure I'm going to feel about this, so I'm kind of skeptical about it. But we'll see. For right now, worst case scenario, we'll have something that I have to replace. It's not like I'm going to have a hard time finding glowstone or whatever, but we'll end up seeing kind of what becomes of it. We certainly do not have the access to redstone, so this will be something that will be kind of helpful. Alright, so this should make it so all that is lit up. Yep, so this is an officially lit pathway. That is very, very good. And then we'll worry about the rest of that determination later. This... Rip sign, you were so young. Alright, and then we'll just kind of dig our way to victory here. I do need to put that back. Let's go ahead / home, sleep away the night, get this going, and then we'll kind of continue on with the way that we were going. I do actually need to also worry about my wood situation, so I should probably stay on point with that as much as I can. But the main area for the base where we're going to be aiming from is going to probably be this direction, right? Because this should be the way towards spawn, if I'm not mistaken. At least partially the way towards spawn. This is also going to be the main way that we end up going for the farm and stuff. So the farm, I'm going to run this kind of on the side here, so I should probably predesignate the path here. Let me quickly just break some more of this down. Then we're going to go ahead and take care of that as well. Now, at a certain point during this episode, I might time-lapse it. I don't know. Kind of depends on how I feel about the whole thing. It's something where I'm not entirely sure how I'm going to feel about it as I go along. Because at least for this stuff, I can explain like why I'm doing what I am doing. But when it came to flattening land, it's just it's flattening land. I mean, I don't, there's not really much else to say about that. All right, let's see here. So we are 25, right? And we are going to need to do 25, and that's what, 38? So there's 39 in total. So if I'm 39, then that means I'm roughly looking at 5-ish or so. Alright, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Something like that. And then I'll also need to wipe all these nerds out real quick. Alright, and then we will also make likewise with these. I'll eventually replace these. Some people really like that. I don't think I like it a whole lot. It will get the job done though, so that's the most important thing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this one's a little bit different because that's going to lead to the farm area. And then, actually, no, I lied. That's not going to lead to the farm area. Alright, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, this one should probably be the one though. Alright, and that's gonna lead in. And this is where I'm gonna start paying for the fact that I have partial things done, but that's okay. Alright, and then from the other side, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It is important for me to make sure that I am doing this relatively early on in the process. If I don't do this early on in the process, then what will end up happening is I'm going to have a really, really obnoxious time remembering, like, hey, these are the areas that are saved, these are the areas that are currently not. It's just not worth it. It's just not worth the amount of headache that I would end up getting by not just taking care of this now. So that's why we're taking care of it at this particular moment. And we will see, because I need to be able to also, I need to start getting an idea of what this is going to start shaping up to look like. Alright, and then let's go ahead and just bada bing. Let's go ahead and break down this grass here. Get some free herbalism. Never ever hurt anybody. And just like so, we should be in good shape. So let me go ahead and just dig out the random bits and pieces. I'm not gonna actually worry about that one just yet. I'm on the fence about what I want to do with that. Kind of depends on how intensely we want to proceed forward, and I don't know what the answer to that question is yet, so we're gonna hold off on that for now. Alright, I have an idea of what I want to do with it, but I'm not sure yet. Because there was always one thing I kind of wanted to do, but I'm not sure about, which is I wanted to start messing around with like random like underground movement, like carts and stuff to get me around a base for a more vanilla experience. I don't know if that's practical, and also it requires it to be a certain size for it to be really worth my while, which I don't know if it's going to be worth my while, but we will see. But anywho, okay, so there you go. That's the path out to there. That's the path to the quote-unquote backyard. This is going to end up being, of course, just the road out. So this one's really simple and easy. Let's go ahead and rip out all of that dirt. Okay, we have a little bit of nonsense going on. Reconnect. And voila. Parfait. Don't quite understand how that works, but alright. And then there is that. Now for this guy, you're gonna be doing the same thing, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. For this one, it's going to be one that we only have to measure from one side because the terminal point isn't really preset for this thing, and I can kind of mess with it a little bit, so I'm not too terribly concerned. Okay, so the last one would have been here, so I'm just gonna go ahead and just break that down. Alright. Nope. suppose I might as well just do this part now as well, actually. Alright. Now, let me go ahead and see. And one of the big things about a large base, for servers like this, that's kind of an issue, is obviously I don't have chunk loaders. With the absence of chunk loaders, I kind of am in a conundrum because I can't really leave a whole lot to be going on in those areas because they're never loaded. Nothing will ever occur with them, so I have to be kind of selective about how I want to approach these. It's kind of a goofy situation, but yeah, we'll figure it out. Alright. I am very, very rapidly running out of glowstone. Not as in like I can't get more, but I'm running out of what I originally allotted myself, which is kind of concerning, but that's alright. Okay. So that is now sorted. Okay, interesting. And then for this part, now this part, I do need to fix up the terrain a little bit. I told you guys there's going to be a little bit of this on this episode where I do have to fix up some stuff, and that is definitely going to be true, because I am not quite, we're not quite ready for our farms unless I can get this squared away. This farm is no longer relevant. It is completely and utterly worthless to me, so I do not particularly care about it. So I'm just going to rip all that out. I don't even really need to recover the seeds, honestly, but that's whatever. Do I really care if there's water underneath it? Not really. Here's what we're gonna do. I'm just gonna... there's not really a good reason to not do it. So let me just go... Nope, that is not correct. Aha, there you are. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and take these sponges. And I'm going to go ahead and just drain that. So let's drain this body of water. This one should be as simple as this. What? Oh. Oh, that's extremely awkward. Okay, well, that squares that away. And we'll start to get these guys nice and dry. Pull this iron out of there. Acquire hardware, always a good achievement to have. And then we're going to start filling this out. And then we'll start also, actually I might as well start Wreck-It Ralphing these guys too. Okay, so it's going to be just these two right here. There we go. Very, very cool. And just like that, we should be in business. Whoops, don't know what I did there. Okay, so obviously we have some livestock that I'm going to need to recover. That's a-okay, because this side is going to have the livestock anyway, which is fine. But let me go ahead, fill this in for now, so we can go back to having some semblance of an actual proper area to work from in here. I just realized I made a very large mistake by filling this in, but that's alright. Issue being is that I did not actually need to fill this all in, but that's okay. Alright, so I need to fill it up to this height. Okay. We're going to go ahead and start a time lapse pretty darn soon here. I'm going to just finish off this row and then probably get that sorted out. But we'll go ahead and time lapse just like we did for the previous episode. And yeah, this, in terms of you're like, oh, Choco, man, I just want you to do more fun things. I want you to do more collaborative stuff. That stuff will come in time. And we are going to transition over into a time lapse now. All right, guys, so we are back and we are done with the time-lapse portion of this whole thing. We decided, by we, I mean really me, but I decided that we're gonna just go ahead and kind of take it a little bit easy today and not go super like Hamtaro on everything, just in the interest of my sanity, as well as making sure that I don't, like, you know, overcommit to something that I'm not 100% sure about, because this is one of those things I'm kind of feeling out as I go. So anyways, this is the outline of what we got going on so far. You can start seeing a little bit of it taking shape. It definitely has a lot more to go, but it's starting to actually look a little bit more like there might be hope here. There is going to be this whole thing, which I haven't quite decided in terms of how we're going to end up finally doing it. We don't have enough carrots, we don't even have potatoes, but we don't have anything to really populate that with yet, so we'll get there, just not there yet. This lighting, I'm not sure about, will probably be changed over time. I wouldn't expect that to stay for too terribly long. I do like the way that this andesite, the polished andesite, was recommended by Stream. I agree. I think this is kind of nice looking. It's by no means perfect, but I think that it looks pretty okay. It's definitely kind of getting to the point where it's just like, yeah, this is acceptable roads. Again, I'm not sure about the glowstone. We already did sea lanterns. I'm kind of loath to do them again, so, and I don't know about redstone lantern. I don't know. We'll have to see. I'm not entirely sure what I want to do with it, because redstone would look goofy, and I don't know. We'll see. Anywho, we do have the outline of the base going as well here. So this is going to be our kind of crafting room and whatever else. I also do not have the chest that should be there. That's okay. Well, that's a future Choco problem. But anyways, so we have that whole thing going on there. We also have a workbench area. This is like a mini crafting bench area, obviously. We also have over here what I'm going to be treating as like the bath area. For those of you who are familiar with like I don't know what, like bathhouses type things. Like the Japanese have like what they call onsens, right? Like they're I think those are just maybe hot springs, I don't know. But it's supposed to be that kind of vibe, like an outdoor bath type thing. Don't worry, no naked chocobos here, until you realize I've been naked the whole time. But no, but in all honesty, it's supposed to be kind of like a nice relaxing little thing. Also lets me kind of play with water without having to like drown my base in water, which is nice. It's definitely cool. And let me kind of go over to here. So this is going to end up being a storage area. I thought about doing an item filter. I don't think it's practical to do a gigantic item filter system. It's just not really worth it. So I'm going to probably just leave it like this. We'll probably do simple stacking of it. I don't even have to do a redstone chest just because of the fact that it's not as easy to get that. But just with these chests here, they're spread out in such a way that we can just stack them all on top of each other and so on and so forth, which is good. And it'll also give me the opportunity that if I need to like have some crazy amount of storage, I can just, you know, put like a block here, put a ladder, and then it can just go upwards. I can just access them on the ladder, which will be kind of nice. We also are going to have this, which is going to be the center point. This is going to lead to the second floor and so on and so forth. I'm not going to mess with that just yet because I'm not in the mode for scaffolding right now, and I don't even know what I would use the scaffolding for. I do know that I do want, like, I think a library up there, a bedroom, obviously, and a couple of other things here and there. I might do like a little mini armory. I'm not really sure. But that is the plan there. I did destroy all this because this is, of course, this was going to be like a temporary thing in the first place. But I have an idea of what I want to convert this into. I really do not feel like doing it now, though. I will say that we'll probably end up keeping this. I'm not entirely sure the final product how it's going to look, but it should be something that looks relatively cool. Also, I will make an observation that I did hollow out a certain part of the base outline to have this. So there is a way down here. So I'm going to probably be exploring some stuff with underground building and junk like that. Because I don't have access to like a ridiculous amount of diamond pickaxes, I know that people will be like, well, you can get, you know, money, Choco. It's not that bad. I just don't really feel like doing a giant like money grind just yet. But once diamond pickaxes become a little bit more plentiful, then maybe I'll do like a lot more with underground. But for right now, I'm just going to kind of leave it to itself for a little while there. Also, we did a little bit of landscape modification. Obviously, we wiped all that out. These guys down... Okay, I don't know why I thought that was a living thing, but that was weird. Also, what happened to the... Oh, the sheep isn't there, isn't it? Okay. But yeah, we still have these cows down here, and I can certainly go ahead and probably bait another sheepy over into it. But I'm going to need to start migrating them over. On this side is going to be kind of our livestock things. In the interest of not getting into a whole lot of trouble, I don't know if I'm going to be making a giant livestock farm. If I do make a livestock farm, then what's going to end up happening is I'll probably forego doing that in here. What I'll probably end up doing is I'll probably end up doing a separate farm grinder thing somewhere else for chickens. That's the logical thing to me, is that I would have like 1,000 chickens, and then the chickens would lay eggs, and then the eggs would would pop up from the dispenser, and then they'll propagate more chickens that would instantly cook. The feathers would fall, and so on and so forth. I think that makes sense. We'll have to see kind of how it all plays out. Now, the only other thing of note that I will say here is that you will notice that there is not a whole lot going on the perimeter. This base is not secure. It is by no means secure. Here I'm gonna probably have like a little forest area and stuff like that, but that's a very future problem. This is because what I did today is gonna be considered the core of the build, all right? This is the stuff that I will probably be using on a daily basis as I go through, which is why I made sure that I put in the basic requirements there, except for the fountain stuff for the bathhouse, because gotta stay clean. But we gotta just put a little bit more in here. I don't think we're quite 100%. Obviously, without a bed, we're not 100%, but this is at least usable. This is very much a workable area, and because it's a workable area, it should be relatively good for us to start doing other things in our episodes, because I know that it's not a lot of fun to always see grind all the time. So we'll probably be mixing it up here fairly soon. I might go on a mining expedition. I'm not entirely sure yet. We do need to hunt down some emeralds. We also need to hunt down some... Actually, we don't need to hunt anything down, but we do need to start getting onto that grind for enchantment books and whatever else. So, because I'm pretty sick and tired of being buck naked, but we'll see. And obviously we need to make some money. For our balance, we're currently at 52,475 Minecraftian H4M dollars. And also, because people tend to ask this question, apparently we're still sitting comfortably at number 7 for MC Top, which I think is very reasonable. There are, I think, people who are wondering what my excavation is, because that is obviously going to be quite a bit higher. Speedy is killing it. Look at that. I'm not even close to the top, so kudos to him. And nor am I particularly aiming for it, right? And I know a lot of people are like, oh, Chuck, you should just grind up to 350 for the diamonds. But the fact of the matter is I'm not really in this to, again, like really go crazy and obliterate, you know, the MC MMO stats or whatever. I'm just here to have fun and kind of play around. And also I like to kind of, I'm gonna want to poke around with community activities a little bit more. So we'll see how that all goes. Also, I didn't mention this, and partially because I didn't remember I had done this, but now the face cam is down here. That's kind of weird. It almost looks like I have floating hands. Well, okay, maybe, well, no, this one kind of looks like it's pointing from the side, perhaps. But anyways, the face cam being down here, I want to know how you guys feel about it. Some people think it looks a little bit better, because if you put it in the bottom somewhere, I don't look like a disembodied body. So maybe that's a good thing. I think some other people just don't like it here because the chat's down here. The problem with the bottom right is I think it just looks goofy. There are some like streamers and stuff I've seen who like to put it like over that like over here. They like put it right about there, that way. So we'll see. But anyways, leave that in the comment section down below what you think. Also, let me know how you think the outline of the base is coming along, because this is going to be a fairly important part about if the core is just not something that you think is going to work, then I need to know now, because I'm going to start committing some time to it, and I don't want to start building something and everyone being like, this sucks, Joko, why did you make, like, I don't want to make something that everyone's going to be like really annoyed by. The theme is going to be more medieval. It's not going to be like weird futuristic stuff or anything crazy like that. It's not going to feature, I don't think, a whole lot of sea lanterns, just because of the fact that we've already kind of gone down that road. So this is going to be a little bit more kind of grungy, I guess, like a little bit that dirty, rough around the edges type look. Not to say that we're going to be using like cracked stone bricks or anything like that. It's not supposed to be that kind of thing. It's just more of like a not super clean, polished, not everything's sparkling, you know. It's supposed to be a little bit more of that old thing. So anyways, I hope you enjoyed this episode. If you did, consider leaving a like rating down below. Subscribe to the channel if you are new. If you want to catch me on stream where I do ridiculous things and I talk to people when I do my grinding sessions and whatever else, it's always down in the description below. And also, guys, if we can please do this, drop a like, but also mention in the comments, like, can we get a shout out and some love for Momoki, because she's been doing a great job editing these videos, and hopefully she does a great job on this one too. But let's show her some love there in the comment section and all that good stuff. But anyways, I hope you all are having a wonderful and safe day. I hope that you all are going to have even more wonderful safe days coming up. But I will see you all next time, and hopefully next time we're going to do something that's not so grindy in nature. I'm thinking that we might go on a mining expedition. I'm not entirely sure yet. But anyways, have a wonderful, safe day. Take care, and ciao for now. The amount of wonderfulness and safety you should be having is astronomical.